The rest of the day?
I think it was just great for the guys to put on that performance. You know, it wasn't a pretty game, but the guys, the biggest thing for it is they played for 14 minutes. You know, we had the final say, and that's always been a big thing for us, and that's what we missed last night. You know, we played for 11 minutes, got ourselves into a position to really take that next step and get the win, but we didn't. So that was a big improvement for us today.
Just about some of the lineup that you put out. It's a big lineup, big guys, a lot of more forwards than we're used to seeing perhaps, and then you tend to bring on the same substitutions, the same speed. What's the line of thought there? You want to kind of use those big guys to bruise them up and loosen up the game for the faster guys in the second half, or what's?
Well, I think it's more just about creating consistency. You know, we want to give the guys an opportunity to be playing together and find a rhythm. You know, and then same with the guys coming off the bench, they need to find a rhythm coming into a game, and that's really important for our guys. You know, so I think it's more to consistency. Yes, it speaks to our game plan, but it's also more to consistency. Give these guys an opportunity to play together. You know, hey, let's go 7 minutes, let's see what we get. You know, that's why in the first game they were longer than 7 minutes. You know, because I need them to build that starting group, start to sort of solidify those relationships, and then we'll bring in the guys and they sort of input themselves and can get into that energy. You know.
What did you just say to the guys back there in the locker room?
We've got Wales at 5:08. Let's go and win.
But what are you expecting out of Wales? Obviously, maybe not their strongest tournament that they've had, but they still have some players that are very capable of playing good rugby.
Yeah, Wales is a very proud rugby nation. At the end of the day, I think they're obviously going through some changes. You know, with their coach sort of stepping away and a new coach coming in, so they're obviously going through that and they're feeling that in this tournament. But you know, we just got to look at what's in front of us. It's another game. It's another opportunity to win, and it's another opportunity for us to progress and move forward. So that's how we're going to approach it, and that's what we want to do.
Looking at the results you guys have had and the points, obviously the relegation talk starts to happen midway through the year. You guys in Spain are the ones in the heat of that discussion. Did you talk about that at all, or was that on the guys' minds going into the game?
No, not at all. I mean, that's not something that we're going to be talking about at this point because we're so early into the season, and this group of guys, it's a bunch of youngsters. Honestly, that's not something you want to burden them with. You know, so for us as coaching staff right now, as I said, our goal is to get these guys playing good rugby, and if it comes down to it, we've got to start looking at relegation. We'll look at it, but you know, these guys are only going to get better. And when I talk about us, it's the Eagles. You know, we're only going to get better, so it's not something that I'm concerned about, and I've got a lot of faith in these guys that they'll do some special things as the season goes on.
You know, I remember talking to Magleby, not this time last year, but a little bit later in the season. He felt like it took him 3 or 4 tournaments to kind of get settled into the role. Are you feeling like you're a little more comfortable now than you were a couple months ago?
Well, I think people need to understand. I mean, I've been on the job 4 months, you know.
Right.
It wasn't something that I had 3 months to prepare for. Then we jumped into it. It all kind of happened, and then, you know, I was playing at the start of it. You know, there's a lot of moving pieces. You know, we pulled in 25 guys now. You know, there's a lot of bits and pieces that we've been moving around. You know, so those are things that we've needed to control, but also make sure we sort of capitalizing on. So right now, you know, those bits and pieces are starting to fall into place, as well as our group of guys is starting to get strengthened by other people that are, you know, sort of joining us, but also the competition that we're having down at the training center.
In that vein, the Falcons are getting ready to play here in a little bit. You gonna let the boys out of the dungeon to watch them? Are you gonna get
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're all in this together. You know, we're all here this weekend, and this is it, right? This is our job, to come out, compete, and play rugby. So the guys, it's incredible camaraderie amongst all of them, and it's something that's really special to see start happening.
Was there any talk prior to this tournament and maybe last night about having the opportunity, starting today, to turn your season around and to really start fresh and pick up some more wins?
Well, I think it's not really about turning our season around. I think a lot of us understand that, you know, we're going through a transition. When I took over, the guys knew that there were certain things that I was going to change and certain things that I wanted to see different. You know, that's pretty evident with me wanting 25 people down there and getting 25 people there, you know. So that's been an adjustment for a lot of the guys. It's been an adjustment for the new guys. So I think it's not really, hey, this season, that season. It's more, we've got a program, we've got 18 months to be building towards, you know, winning a gold at the Pan Am Games and qualifying for the Olympics. And our trajectory has to continue going upwards. And as long as it does that, we're in a good place, and our program's going in the right direction, and that's what we're looking to do.
Thanks, man.